Cam and I really haven't operated much before.
Right.
In the past.
So what kind of work do you do outside? What kind of things do you do outside of ham radio?
I am a high school social studies teacher, mostly U.S. history.
And how
In Franklinton.
so tell okay.
Franklinton, North Carolina. School's about 1,000 kids, a little under it. This is my second tour of duty, I call it, with teaching. I just finished my 4th year back.
So what did you tell the kids at school about this?
I showed them the video when I got in.
Yeah.
I showed them the promotional video,
Mm-hmm.
and they got a kick out of it. And I'll see them. I had some parents, one parent in particular sent me a letter about it when something ran in the paper. They sent me a letter. The other kids, when the school year was ending, they wished me well and stuff, which was very nice of them to do that. Because they knew I was into radio, because I'll talk about, like if I miss a day because I'm out doing something radio related, I always tell them why. Or I come in, I'm grouchy because I've been up all weekend. I just explain why.
So do you think that there will be people from home following the scoreboard?
Oh yeah, I definitely think that. I've had a lot of support from our PVRC NC chapter and PVRC itself.
Yeah.
They've been very, very kind and helpful. It's
So what have the local guys done to help you out on this?
they've donated to me a little bit to help out with travel expenses. Some of them have offered some really good advice. Really, a lot of them have actually. And one of our club members was a past competitor. A4NC was here in 1990 in the first one, and he's helped out a lot.
Well, a lot of things have changed since 1990.
Well, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. But I think he gave me a piece of advice. He said, "You're going to love the operating, but the social aspect is what you're really going to probably remember the most when it's done."
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think when I look back at the 5 WRTCs I've done, the competition was great. It's the catalyst. It's the reason that you're there. It gives you something to talk about beforehand and afterwards and so on. But in the end, you're going to work these guys on the bands, and it'll never be the same again, because it'll always be, I know that guy. I have a picture in my head of who he is and know something about him. So we talked about goals, and you kind of passed over the question, but do you have a target in mind of how many contacts you think it will take to win?
It's really hard to say, because you look at like past WRTCs, and that's difficult to judge, because it was multi-single essentially. This is multi-two. I mean, obviously you just can't take that and double it, because it doesn't work that way. But I really don't know. But I think it could be depending on conditions. I mean, I'll go ahead and say a number. I think it could be anywhere between 3,000, and it could be over 4,000 just as easy. I think it would take really good propagation to get into 4,000s, but and I think if you made 3,000 Qs in this, then you've done pretty well. But
I think it's going to be a lot higher than that.
It might be. I hope it is.
Personally, I think it's going to be a lot higher than that, but we'll still see. Now, what about
what do you think it's going to be?
I actually think some team will get very close to 5,000.
Okay.
I really do. Now, what do you think about between you and Cam, who's the sideband guy and who's the CW guy?
We had a discussion. We've discussed that too, and we both feel pretty good about both. He'll probably do a little more CW than me, and I'll probably do a little more sideband.
So both of you can do either mode. That's not a problem.
We're very comfortable with either mode.
All right, excellent. Yeah. So is there anything else anything else top of mind that when you think about WRTC 2014?
It really is. It's such a big event to radio sport people, because I mean, some people might think it sounds cheesy, but it really is a big deal, because people are so passionate about it. I mean, you don't spend 48 hours of a weekend doing something that you're just kind of, this is fun. It is fun, but it's a passion.
Yep.
And this is kind of the grand stage of it. And just getting an opportunity to be on that stage is a really big deal within itself. and just. And I mean, I'm competitive by nature, but I mean, I tell myself that, you know, that it is a big deal just to be here, and I'm trying to soak that in.
Well, by all means, we're glad to have you. We're
really happy to be here.
Looking forward to everything. The setups are going great. The weather's going to be good, so it should be a great weekend for you guys.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Randy. Thanks.
Stay on there for a second for just a test run.
Oh, all right.
The audio cut out. It was recording on the thing.
Yeah.
The audio cut out in the stream. Video was there with no audio. So we're trying to wait 15 seconds.
So how do you know you were capturing audio then?
It's got level coming out of your mic into here.
You said something about my glasses somewhere along the way. Are they too shiny?
I didn't notice.
All right. I thought somebody did. Maybe it's Jim. All right.
Still need me here? Or?
Nope. And actually, we're recording all this stuff, so the fact that we've done this once, we can use it when 9V1YC does his video. That's why I asked you a couple of questions I did. When you win, see, we'll be able to go back and say, oh, yeah. At the beginning, he didn't think he was going to work 3,000 guys, and then he had 5,000 guys.
3 and 4 is kind of what I would, but it could be 5.
Well, I think 5 would be a real stretch. That's both guys. That's 100 an hour from both stations.
Yeah.
All right, you're all set, guys. Thank you.
I saw that. Yes, and that's a different audience too that you wouldn't expect that. Okay. I did notice in field day,
I thought I tuned across the band and I kept thinking, wow, it's not like it used to be. It used to be the band was packed.